Inside that dapper three-piece suit and bow tie, with a pocket watch tucked discreetly inside his vest, lives a man with a brilliant mind, big heart, and a musical gift. Martin Brinkley, who recently stepped down after a decade as dean of the law school, completed his undergraduate degree in 3 years at Harvard, where he was Phi Beta Kappa before studying classics in Germany for a year, then enrolling at Carolina Law. After a successful 22-year career as a corporate lawyer, he returned to Carolina as the law school's dean, the first in the school's history without experience in academia. Among his accomplishments as dean, he increased diversity, added new courses, and instituted new pro bono clinics that benefit the people of North Carolina and the generations of lawyers who carry on the work.
There's relationships that matter throughout the course of someone's life. And this one is one for me. I'm so grateful to have met this man and to have the relationship I do with him.
Brinkley has piled up a number of accomplishments as the longest-serving dean in Carolina law's history. A dramatic rise in U.S. News and World Report ranking. Student success measured in nearly 100% employment after graduation and passing the bar exam on the first attempt. A capital campaign that raised $78.7 million, more than twice the amount raised in any prior campaign. Because Brinkley didn't have the traditional background in academia, when he was named dean, he faced some skeptics.
He knew that he was sort of inheriting awesome responsibility and that he didn't want to mess anything up. He definitely believes in the expertise that all of the folks here had and was absorbing all of that and listening. He is a fabulous communicator. We did a bunch of open forums or community conversations, standing up in front of a room of 100 plus faculty, staff, and students who have ideas and what's going right and what's going wrong.
Brinkley has many traits that contributed to his success as administrator and teacher.
He trusts his people. He trusts them completely. And when you do that, the good results will flow. Martin embraces who he is and doesn't try to be someone else.
Brinkley devoted time and effort into cultivating relationships. He takes students from his business associations class to lunch at the Carolina Club, 3 at a time. Brinkley was always teaching.
That first day we met, I go into his office, and it's not like most lawyers' offices. It felt like I was in the office of a Latin professor, but he just has a great way of realizing the connection points between people of different experiences.
A former president of the NC Bar Association, Brinkley has been inducted into the North Caroliniana Society and is a Master of the Bench in the Honorable Society of the Middle Temple, London. He thinks on a different level, as John Brooker found out when the two were in Italy, working on the logistics of establishing an externship at a military legal office there. They took a side trip to tour a nearly 2,000-year-old amphitheater.
There was some writing etched into one of the stones. And Dean Brinkley looked at this and said the person who carved this was illiterate. The spacing between these letters is inconsistent and indicates the person who etched this was illiterate. I would have just gone right by them and not noticed them. But Dean Brinkley had a whole history lesson for us.
Upon turning 50, Brinkley decided to pick up the oboe again. He was self-taught starting at age 11, but set it aside in college. He learned that an idol of his, Joe Robinson, principal oboist of the New York Philharmonic and a Lenore native, had retired to Chapel Hill. Brinkley gave him a call to ask about lessons.
I didn't think a 51-year-old person really could learn to play the oboe very seriously. He might have been the best student I ever had. He was so enthralled with the sound of the instrument, he could create the beginning of the tone out of the sound of the room and allow it to move and grow like a flower blooming until it disappeared on the other side. I figured I would have to make his reeds for him because that's a different kind of craft. I said, Martin, if you get into reed making, your wife will surely leave you. He went at it as he does everything with 100% commitment. He's one of the best reed makers in the country that's already. He doesn't do anything halfway.
During Brinkley's tenure as dean, he launched initiatives such as the UNC Law Institute for Innovation and expanded clinic offerings, establishing the first military and veterans law clinic in the U.S. Brinkley knows the law school has only 3 years to shape students, and he invests in their success. When 2 students were sworn in and commissioned to the Air Force via Zoom during COVID, he joined the call and played the national anthem on his oboe. He dons an apron and opens his kitchen to host Biscuits with Brinkley, a fundraiser in which he teaches students to make his grandmother's buttermilk biscuits. His exams are hard, but his door is open. Brinkley will continue teaching a full course load as the William Wren Keenan Jr. Distinguished Professor of Law. He applied to UNC's doctoral program in classics, and this spring received his acceptance letter. He'll start full-time study in the fall, taking classes as he teaches classes.
And I'm so happy he's staying because he's a member of our community. It would be different without him.